What's going on guys, CasualSavage here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to create an attractive Facebook ad in Photoshop. So here we are in Photoshop CC 2017. First of all, we're going to create a new project. Now for the size, we're going to have it in pixels, and the recommended size is actually 1200 by 628. From there, select create. So the first thing I'm going to be doing, I am going to be getting an image and I'm simply going to drag and drop it on. So here is the image, and as you can see, it's a camera filming a band. Now as an example, I am going to be creating a videography service advertisement. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is coming over to the side and selecting the rectangle tool. I'm simply just going to drag over it. Now I'm going to center this. And what I'm going to be doing is coming up to the effects, and I'm going to be adding on a color overlay. Now I'm going to have this opacity 100, I'm going to have the blend mode to normal, and I'm going to choose a blue. I'm going to select OK, and I'm then going to lower the opacity on this rectangle. So where it says opacity, I'll simply turn it down just to here. As you can see, it gives a blue tint. So if you notice, the image already had quite a lot of blue on it, so I went with a lighter blue, and that's what you can do as well. Match the colors. Now the next thing I'm going to do is create another new layer, and I'm going to create another rectangle, and this time the fill is going to be set to 0 or nothing, and the stroke is going to be set to white. Now I'm simply just going to drag out like this, and I'm going to position this in the center. This is going to create a border, so I'm going to press Ctrl T just to size this up a little bit more. So this is now what we have. We have our border, we have a nice image, and we have a tint over the image. Once again, I'm going to create another new layer. This time I will create a rounded rectangle tool. I'm going to have the background as white, or the fill color. I'm going to have no stroke, so I'll set that to nothing, and I'm simply going to draw out a box, and I'm going to drag this to the bottom here. Now once again, I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to get some text, and I'm going to drag over this box, and here you can put your company name. Now I'll just put CasualSavage, as you can see, just like that, and I'm going to position this in the middle of that box. Now what I'm actually going to do is change the text to white, and I'm going to change that rounded rectangle to a black. So color overlay, and just simply choose black. So this is now what we have. Next I'm going to select a new layer, and I'm going to get a rectangle tool, and I'm going to have a black background. I'm going to hold shift and drag out a box. So holding shift keeps it in proportion as a square. So I'm going to keep it just here. I'm going to left click and drag this up, keeping it in line with the bottom one. I'm going to press Ctrl J, bring it down. I'm going to press Ctrl J again and bring it down. Now I'm going to press Ctrl J and bring this one to the side just a little bit up here. Hold Ctrl T, and I'm going to spread this out. I'm going to select the tick, I'm going to press Ctrl J and bring this up, Ctrl J, bring this up. Now, what I've done, so down here, of course the company name, here is going to be whatever you want to. So for example, you can have your website, maybe a Facebook or Twitter or whatever you have, and then the bottom one can be your phone number or email, or even both. Another thing you can do with these boxes is put the service you offer. So maybe have a video icon here, and then have videography with a little description underneath. I believe having less text, this is according to Facebook, having less text on your image is more appealing. So I'm going to just simply draw on some shapes so you get the idea of how this will look. So this is what I ended up with. As you can see, I put an website icon, I put an email icon, and of course I put a phone icon. So just to give it a bit more aesthetic, black background, white icon, white background, black writing, and I think that looks really nice. And then I've also done the same down here. For down here I did put my YouTube name or company name. So what I recommend you do, either put your company name or put your logo. Now only put your logo if it's going to be easy to see and if it is in good resolution. You don't want anything that is in bad resolution, because then it just throws people off your ad. Now although I've done this, it's good, but if someone was to look at that, they wouldn't know exactly what my company does. So, for example, we have a camera and we have a rock band. Now for me, I know this is a videography company because I'm the one making it. But for people viewing it, they will look at it and just think, whatever, pass it on. What you can do, instead of this company name being down here, we can position this to the center right here, and we can stretch this out. Then we could probably put something which is going to attract people to look at it. So maybe cheap videography. Now of course you'll be more creative in your words to use. I'm just putting this for the sake of the video. Cheap videography. Size this, size the box down, and then we can press Ctrl T and size all this up. So what's going to hit the viewer's face straight away is cheap, because no one wants expensive, everyone wants cheapest they can possibly get. So as soon as they see cheap, they're attracted to it. As soon as they see videography, if they need it, maybe a wedding's coming up, then bingo, there you go. They see your contact details, they see what you offer, they will see your website so they can go ahead and look at your portfolio. Hopefully you have one, you should. And then hopefully, just like that, you'll generate another client. Now, what else you can do to make this more attractive? I will just drag out a custom shape here, and I'm going to get this shape, and I'm going to get a red box. I'm going to drag this out. I'm going to put this up to the top right. I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to get some text, draw it over this box, and let's attract people to really buy off us. So let's put 10% off, and then we'll simply put this in the middle just here. So now you can see everything is in place. We have cheap, which is definitely going to attract someone. We have 10% off, which is definitely going to attract someone because it means they're going to get something cheaper that is already cheap. And then we have your contact details. So it's really easy, really simple setup. This is a very basic Facebook ad, but I do think it will gain a lot of attention. Now I'll be linking a template to this in the description. By all means, customize it to however you want to. Use what I have just given you and change the word to whatever you want to. It's completely up to you. This template is 100% free.